Welcome to episode 3 of this Let's Play series. My name is DasTactic. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the series. I should actually probably move my face cam when we go into battles. I'll do that when we get into the next battle. Anyway, we have now we've actually lost our blockade status. Why is that? The reason is we no longer have active battleships. They're now back in port for repairs. And we can see there that they're going to be repaired for 1 month, 2 month, 2 month there for the Corvette as well, the Regina Passes, but it did actually make it back. So it's just going to take some time to get those repaired. They don't come up in our ships under construction. These are new. We do actually have a new battleship coming of the Italia class next month. So that will be coming soon. And then it has to work up to get into active service. So it takes a few months there. So we're a few months away from being able to go back in, really compete. If we go back and have a look at the map, and sort of zoom into the Mediterranean and have a bit of a look and click on it, you'll then sort of see exactly that. The Italian ships that are active, we've got 1 armoured cruiser, 6 light cruisers and 2 corvettes, which gives us a total blockade strength of 30. Now, Austria-Hungary has actually overtaken us with blockade strength, but it needs to be at least 40 before it can then sort of kick in and blockade us. But this is not what we want. And so allowing the AI to play that battle out in the last episode, it did a good job because it didn't go too close but stayed in the fight for too long. It's very important for me, as sort of like thinking a bit more as an overview, to take the fights that I can do. If I can gang up on something and do a fight, I'll do it. But I really can't go into those slogging matches. And also it did show us the problems with our ship design. Like we did actually have a lot of damage coming in that really we shouldn't have had come in on our ships. Our ships are big. Like if we go and have a look at these, the Italia, for example, and have a look at the ship design and have a look to see what this one's actually then got. It's got a narrow belt coverage, and this is, I think, the problem. Even though it's got like 14 inches, which is double what the enemy has got, nearly double what the enemy has got, the actual belt side is very, very low. So there's a lot of damage that can come in just above that. And we sort of saw that also the belt extended is 0. And we saw a lot of damage coming into the front of the ship, front and back of the ship, causing damage to the engine because there's no extended belts on this thing. So this is a really, really bad design, just simply because of the way it's actually been structured. So this is a big problem because we've got so many more of them coming at the moment. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to fix this at some point. I don't know. I'm now in two minds as to what do I do. Do I need to somehow get some sort of competition with the battleships that Austria-Hungary is bringing out? Because theirs seem to be much, much better. So just going through what we've actually got. Like the belt is around the center of the ship, essentially. The belt extends out to the front. And so these contain, like for example, this particular ship, why would they have no armour on the belt extended? Because there's not much there, to be honest. If we had turrets out to the front, then the turrets would need protection also in that area, and so belt extended armour would be much, much more important. But the central belt is protecting the turrets and the ammunition for these 2 turrets in through here. So these are actually protected by the 14-inch belt. So again, there's so much nuance with the actual design of the ships, but it's still not good. I mean, we had shots that came in on the engine, which actually sort of damaged the engine fairly badly. We had a lot of flooding going on at one point. Like I actually thought we were going to lose the Italia, I think it was, that actually took a big hit. In fact, yeah, this is the one that took the heavy hits early on. And so there's a lot of things wrong with this design. And you can see there that these are not the Austrian ships have got nowhere near the same level of problem, even though they've got much less armour. So we've got issues. We've got more firepower. We've got bigger guns. We've got more armour. Technically, we're slower. But this is a dog of a design that we happen to pick up. Now, having said that, sometimes you'll play the game and it'll randomly generate a design that is very, very good. In our case, we didn't get that. And I'm sort of happy that didn't actually happen. So that'll give us something to sort of then aim for a little bit later on when we start to redesign. I might just let 1 or 2 tech levels come in, and then we can just use that to then try to sort of we'll let the Austrians jump ahead of us a little bit, and then we'll bounce back again. So anyway, that's where we are at this stage. Very, very poor design. The other ships weren't too bad. The Marco Polo didn't really get hit. The, what was it, the Masala, or was it the Masala or Messina? I forget which one it was, but one of those also, was able to zip around and no one really sort of bothered it. Anyway, let's just go to the next turn. Now we have another one coming through. This is a convoy defense. So if we don't do this one, we've only got one armored cruiser and 6 light cruisers. They've got 5 battleships and 2 light cruisers. Now, we can accept the battle or decline. There will be instances where we want to decline the battle and instances that we want to actually take the battle on. Now, in this instance, I'm going to take it on because all the ships that I actually have are, in fact, they've got one armoured marine marine cruiser. They've got like actually, that's one thing I meant to bring in and show you in this episode was how to build those. I might do that in another episode. Anyway, let's just continue on. So we're going to accept this because we can outrun their battleships. We don't have to, we can be careful. If we come up against battleships, I'm going to just run away. So we'll accept this. And so we'll just try to use hit and run tactics. In this instance, I'm going to, I've only got one. Okay, this one, we may be okay. We've got a couple of corvettes which won't really play a role in this one. There's a lot of merchant ships. And we've only got one, we've only got the Marco Polo as our main real ship. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these guys onto, now their role is in the core. I'm just going to have them go AI controlled. So they can just do the AI control stuff. We are at 11:05, and we've got only 500 turns that we have to worry about, and it's going to become dusk in 390 minutes. So we've got we've got a lot of time before it turns to dusk. Dusk is our saviour in this sort of instance. We're protecting all of these merchant ships. We are heading out this way. So they're going to be trying to spot the ship. This is our spotting range. We're just here to protect these. So let's just go and run the game forward a little bit. I'll just make it go fast initially. I'm just going to press Q. Yeah, they're going to come back in behind. Unknown ship has been sighted. So back over through here. What we'll do is we'll now just move down to intercept and sort of see what that actually is. So we've now identified it. We didn't see it until fairly recently. I might just go back down to, say, slow speed. And I'm now going to press shift and just move in that direction. So when I let go, our ships will now start to move across. Moving a bit closer, see what it actually is. Now remember, its job is to sink ships. It's a light cruiser. Our ship is stronger than the light cruiser. If we have a bit of a look, we won't be able to see much about this one just yet. So it's just, we haven't really done much identification of it. Another ship up there as well, another unidentified ship. We'll find out what that is fairly soon. That'll be another light cruiser. Actually, no, it shouldn't be. Okay, this is the Aspen class. Now, we saw this was actually a fairly good ship when we had a look at this a couple of episodes ago. It's got 2.5-inch belt armour, and it's got 2 10-inch guns, one at the front, one at the back. So, a bit of a problem. And it also travels very, very quickly. Let's move away from that ship and take on this one here. I think they've only got one Aspen class, so it thinks this is a light cruiser. This may be the armoured marine ship, so the armoured marine craft. So we'll just go across, press shift, and just change orders. Yeah, that's another CL. Yeah, actually there's two of them. Okay, that's a problem because they can now both gang up on us. Now, what our job is to really stop them from taking on the transports. Now if we have a look, they've got 10-inch guns. Their guns are going to be fairly inaccurate. We've got 7-inch guns, and our rate of fire should ultimately be fairly high. So we should have a fairly high rate of fire with our 7-inch guns. We've got 4-inch belt armour, and so I think we'll be okay to actually push our luck a little bit at the start. If we start to take damage, I'll just let it go. I'll just press, say, fire. I'll just move up to this location here. Just shift click there, and just move that one across. Just press Q. You can just sort of let it. Oh, okay. Now we have problems. Now we've got battleships. So the battleship is. So these were just masking the actual battleship. So they've come out in force. Big problem. So they've actually brought their full battle component out. We're only going at 12 knots at this stage, so I'm just going to stay where we are for a little bit longer. I think what we might do is we might try to drag them down. There's another, there'll be their armoured cruiser coming in behind there as well. So this is actually their full fleet has come out to try to raid the transports, which are back over through here. So let's see if we can draw them down. We can't stay in this fight. This is way, way, way too difficult for us. So we'll just go shift and click and then pause. It'll then come around. And see if we can draw them away from the fight. Nope. Well, I can't do anything about that. If they continue on towards where now they don't know where our fleet is. There's another ship down there. There's another merchant ship. Now, success for them would be killing off 2 ships, I would guess. Let's just get our cruising. What are they battleships travelling at? 15 knots. Let's just go to say 16. We may be able to catch this one. Just doing it minute by minute at this stage. Yeah, it's trying to stay away. It is faster than us. The battleships are going up. This merchant ship is in a bad way. So each mission has got like different objectives, different ways of sort of playing it all out. We're not quite in range just yet. The battleships are just middling around in the top there. We've really got to avoid them, of course. Coming back down again to look at us. I don't mind that because it wastes time. We've gone through 80 turns so far, like an hour of wasting time and getting them to chase us a little bit. Let's just keep it going. Gotta be careful. How fast are they going now? 15 knots still. Just let it go a little bit closer. They should be able to start to attack us fairly soon. Let's now run away from the battleships. Now, will they send anyone off? They may be able to see that. They should be able to spot the merchant ship by now. Yeah, it's the merchant ship over there. So it's just doing what it's doing around that area. Let's move up this way again. I'll just press Q just so we can sort of run forward for a little bit of time. Okay, that's getting a bit too. Okay, it's getting a little bit dangerous now. We're now getting fired upon. So it now has opened fire at us. Let's just press shift and move back away again. Now, if we do it sort of for about 5 minutes or so, and then change order again, you can see that there's actually shots coming back in from us back there, which is a bit sort of not going to do much. So we're just going to slowly sort of extend this one out. Let's move off in this direction now. Now their light cruisers can actually hit back. I might actually speed up. I might just go to max. So if we go to set the speed to the maximum speed of the division, which is 21, this way we can just keep on sort of drawing them away. These are no longer all that good there. I might just right click on those and now stop them from being AI controlled. And I'm going to move them right out of the fight because they're just going to get annoying. So I'm going to press the control and then click. That will then move them off in that direction. So the Adelina is now taking damage. Let's just go and make them go maximum. 15 is their maximum, unfortunately. That's not all that good. Let's just move this one out. If we get hit, we're gonna it's gonna hurt. But if we can waste their time, like it's now gone 142, and there's remember 360 odd is, so we've still got another 220 minutes of before it turns to dusk. Then it's gonna be very hard for them to spot anything happening. This is of course the main prize for them. We just need to sort of stay away. So it's cat and mouse. They're sitting there. Actually, I thought they were sitting there light cruisers out after the corvettes. The corvettes aren't really worth anything. Draw these right away from the actual, from where the transports are. This is good for us. Now we're still well and truly within their visual range. They're still. I'm worried about these. They're sort of middling away and doing other things. We might send these down to Pescara. If I press control and click, the game will then just start to play. Okay, let's now just change our angle with this. Okay, so now the Italian Division 7 is out of sight of the flagship and switches to AI control. And so these are now just going to, now they're going to come back, of course. They're no longer doing what I asked them to do. I forgot about this. We don't have wireless, we don't have anything like that. So when we give orders, they have to stay within visual control to be able to then take the orders with this sort of stuff. So even though they're part of our division and they're not going to go off and do their own thing, I think if I right click on this one, it's still core. If I just go to independent, I don't think I can actually give them orders at this stage until we spot them again. In that case, I might just come back around and re-pick them up. Yeah, they're moving away. They're now independent. That's fine. So they're no longer trying to get back to the Marco Polo. Just doing it time by time. They are being chased down by the light cruisers. If we just go and press Q. Be that we actually come back across and cut off these, but then if we do that, we've still got other ships back outside of Ancona, and we did actually have another ship that was over here somewhere. So I don't know exactly where those transports are anymore. I can actually find them out. If I go to the order of battle, go to the convoy force, and then double click things, I can see, okay, there's one in here somewhere. There's one in here somewhere off on Ancona, and there's one. Okay, all three of the convoys are over here somewhere, so that's fine. So that means that we've actually been able to draw them a fair way away. It's now nearly 200 minutes since we first made contact, and so I will just keep on moving this one away. Yep, so we're heading in the right direction. I'll just press Q. I may have to come over and try to deal with these too. Actually, that's a Zenta class. I thought there was only one that was the Aspen class. So we misidentified the other one. We're travelling at 15 knots, which is about the same as what these are. Let's change this over. So So now change the direction and come back in. Just see if we can get some action here. We may be able to do some damage against these. Their 10-inch guns will be quite slow to fire. And so once we get close enough, and what have we got? How many guns have we got to bear? Just one, I think. Or two. There's two at the front there. Just go back to the log file. Now I'm going to hope for some lucky hits in here. Now we're not changing our direction. We are travelling fairly fast. There we go. We're firing. Now they moved, so we opened fire at the light cruiser to the centre. And at the Aspen as well. So we're sort of firing away. Okay, it's firing back at us, and we're seeing some sort of hits in around in the water. Nothing much that we have to really worry too much about. They're zigzagging. Taken no hits, so no damage at all. If we have a bit of a look at and see what our ship is doing. So rounds left, we've still got 99% of the rounds. The hit chance is 0.31, which isn't terrible, and it's 0.49 with the secondary guns, the 6-inch guns. So we've got 7-inch guns and 6-inch guns. We're going deliberate fire with both of these, so it means we're firing slowly. We're not sort of able to really open up yet. Tertiary guns, we're good to have 3-inch. We haven't really done anything with those just yet. So we'll just keep the secondary guns going. The speed limited to 28 knots by weather. Now we don't get to go that fast anyway. Let's just keep it going. So they're actually trying to run away from us. Certainly some splashing going around. These are the small tertiary and secondary guns that are now sort of firing away. Now we're hitting pretty close. Now the big battleships are now coming back in as well. I think I'm going to now do broadsides and sort of try to thread through this way. So it's sort of, again, just to draw, actually no, there's a transport. Damn it. Okay, look, I'm going to have to go down and protect the transport, but I'm going to then be drawing the battleships into line as well. We've still got another 100 minutes before dusk, so I'll just do shift and get some broadside action on these guys. Now we're inaccurate because we were moving. We're now stabilized again. Not seeing any real damage. I don't think we've done much in here at all. There's no hits that have gone through on any of the ships. So we're now sort of identifying more of the ships at the back there, or misidentifying more is more the case. And if I might now just move in and start to round them up to go away from us, because they're certainly moving away. By moving in this direction, there they go. We're moving them away from the transport. If we can do it. We're travelling faster than them. They can travel fast, but they're not. If we change ours to maximum speed -2, just keep this going, see if we can sort of get some damage done. If we hover over, have any of the other ships done anything? No, nothing much. Turn around to face them. That's good. Pushing away from that transport. and then the battleship will then follow us up as we push them away. Just press Q. So still seeing some splashes over through here. Still firing, they're firing at us, but nothing much is really happening. The rate of fire that we have, we can put more on them. This isn't terrible design actually. It would be good to get another couple of these Marco Polo designs. Just change our line again. The battleships are trying to close in on their light cruisers. Okay, we're firing the two 7-inch guns at the Aspen class. We're not actually doing much. No hits at all, but we are. We're doing stuff, but no damage has actually gone through. This is extremely inaccurate here when we're sort of playing this one, but it's more just. There's another one that we've now got problems with, another merchant ship. So I'm going to ultimately be pushing these into one of their targets. Which I don't want to have happen. So I'm going to have to try to now push up. So let's just try to now stop them from hitting that particular target, and we'll just go to maximum speed again. Try to get them to turn away. It's working. We've only got 50 minutes to go before it's dusk, and then we should be safe. We've moved far enough away from the battleships that they're no longer really going to be playing much of a role. They've now lost track of their light cruisers, and we've been able to protect our transports. Now, which way are they going to go? They're going to head down the coast. Now we've got another transport which was further down as well. Our sort of medium guns are going to be reasonably good against these guys. They are firing medium guns back at us as well, but there's no one's getting any hits at this stage. We're going to get pretty close in here. Oh, actually, we've just had the Marco Polo hull was hit. If we have a look and see what actually has gone on here, and it did go through a bit of flotation damage. So we had one light hit essentially go in against us, which is a problem, and that was on the deck. So the deck was actually hit, the DE. So that's not good. I think what we might do is we might actually match their speed now. So let's just go down to cruise speed. We have 12, which is even smaller. The battleships are still a bit of a problem. Let's move off this way. Can we see if there's any damage that's been done? Oh, medium damage, the Zenta. Well, actually, maybe it is worth pushing this one on a little bit harder in that case. Let's match their speed and just keep on travelling down this way. Have a look at the Zenta. Can we see any spots of what's happened with them? This turret has been knocked out. They've still got one of the turrets at the back here. And if we have a bit of a look at the Zenta, it does have two 5-inch guns. So it's got like, it should be its rate of fire should be fairly high. It will get some lucky shots in on us, and that's just the way it goes. Just keep this one sort of travelling down. The battleships are still trying to mask us. There's the transport. So we've still got 20 minutes before it gets too dark. Now, it may be enough time for us to then go in and actually do some damage against this light cruiser. Okay, we got hit again. Let's double check and see how we're going. We've got 2 light hits, 1 medium hit now. Yeah, we can travel it now at 20 at this point in time. So it's a bit of a slogging match, but it's still okay, I think. It's just a shame that there's 2 of them and only 1 of us. Medium damage, nothing at all with the Aspen. They've got really nowhere to go at this stage. And we might get lucky and get a big in hit. Yeah, it's medium damage on the Zenta. Now we've only got 8 minutes before dusk comes. If you have a bit of a look, there it is there. So I think when the light starts to disintegrate, I think I might move in a little bit closer again. I might even speed up now. Oops. If we can take out one of their ships, like even if it's not a battleship, it still would be awesome. We're only noticing light damage now. Comes the dusk. Have a quick look and see how much longer we've got. Yeah, dusk actually will be... sorry, we've still got 30 minutes. So I'm still a little bit off. Let's make sure that's not rounding things up too much. Oh yeah, 25 minutes now. So it is rounding a little bit. So it's that's going to be hitting fairly soon. And we're not really doing much there. Yeah, it's medium damage is what we're sort of noticing there. But the big thing is we've actually stopped the hits on our merchant ships. And that was actually that was the main objective that we had. Or I think we have. I think the battleships are just going to be following us in. They'll then lose sight of us fairly quickly when dusk does actually hit, which will be any time now. We're now spotting unknown ships, which will be further up through here. Speed of their travelling still 15. Going. We haven't really suffered any more hits at this stage. Hit chance is up there, reasonable. It's not terribly good. It's only 0.61 even with the secondary. Tertiary guns, not really sort of doing much there at all. Let's just keep it going. Yeah, target straddled, fires 1 7-inch gun at the Aspen class. So we're sort of zeroing in. Okay, another straddle, no actual hits. Oh, damn it. So the Zenta actually fires 2 light guns at us and 1 actually hit the secondary battery. It didn't do any damage, but it's just still a bit of a worry. It's another light hit that's now gone in. Even though our armour is enough to protect us with this, we're not going to sort of see it through there. But we've actually fired a lot with our secondary guns. 1 hit scored that we know of with the secondary guns. So we need to be doing better than that. We've actually suffered 4 hits. Our guys, our crew is not great. Let's just keep it going. One thing I don't want to have happen is I don't want them to be able to get torpedoes away. So let's just change tack a little bit. The Zenta class was actually hit there. So we fired 6 3-inch guns at it. We did get a hit on this one. So, and this one, it doesn't have great armor. So, but the 3-inch gun isn't going to really cut it. That's our tertiary gun. Another one actually hit through there. So we're just really firing rapidly with our small guns. Let's just go and shift click this one. So we're now sort of getting into dusk. It's just about to sort of come. Second battery was hit again, but didn't actually break through. So that's medium guns by the centre. Have a bit of a look to see what's going on here. Like, you know, they're firing with these guns, and their secondary guns are firing. This one is knocked out, so this gun is not actually operating. From our side, I think everything is actually operating well. So we're using this gun, but we're not using this gun. I don't know why not. We should be. Let's keep it going. Quick look and see when yep, sunset. So it's in twilight now, and sunset will be coming in 20 more minutes, 20 more turns. I don't want to get into torpedo range of these ships. Oh, turret is jammed. The Zenta class was hit. This was the 6-inch guns. That's good. That's very good for us. We don't know exactly what damage has happened, but the Zenta has been hit a number of times now. If we have a bit of a look at this one, we should then see that it's got... actually, we're not going to see it there as such, but that's actually good. Okay, another hit there. So we're now scoring a couple of hits on the Zenta. I'm sort of hopeful that we can actually finish this one off before it gets too dark. Only got 20 minutes. Battleships, we've lost sight of them now, like the visual range has come right down. I'll use this angle to close the gap a little bit. Okay, our engine room was hit, but oh, hang on, yeah, that's us that was hit from the Aspen. They fired medium guns at it. One was a hit. We fired the 3-inch guns at the Zenta, and the Zenta was hit. So a lot of these will be ineffective because of what's actually happening. I might just reduce speed again. Now I've got to be very, very careful here with the torpedoes. I think we might just move off a little bit, off this line. So all their guns firing back at us. Now the superstructure was hit, and it actually went through. So if we have a bit of a look at this one here, yeah, so the structure has now taken some damage, unfortunately. We don't know what sort of damage we've done to them. I don't want to, like, the battle's very, very nearly over. There we go. Dark is now coming. This is a visual range. We're now losing sight of these. Who knows what's going to happen here? Okay, the CL was hit, so we fired 4 6-inch guns. We did get one hit. What I might do is I might actually come in and change the angle and just see if we can get like something happening. But in reality, I don't think anything's going to happen here now. I think we have to sort of give it up on now. Like it's basically game over. Yeah, we're getting hits coming back at our way, so I think we'll actually disengage at this point in time and leave them to it. So we'll now move away, and we no longer see them. So let's go and press Q and just see what actually happens. So here, so if we run to the end of the battle. Here we go. No opposing ships are in sight. Just click on OK. So we took light damage, and we did light damage to one of theirs. That was it. So they actually scored more points than us, only by 10 points. So they did a little bit more than what we did. They did fail, though, to pick up anything. So we actually end up getting a lot. The surviving merchant ships survived, and that was the objective that we actually had in this particular scenario. And so we've done very well. The actual ship, like we managed to draw their ships away from the merchant ships very, very effectively, and essentially everything survived. And so we end up with a massive, massive victory point, in our favour. So we'll just go and click on close, and close this as well, and there we go. So we ended up getting a lot, like 1,076 victory points. So that was why it was worth fighting, even though we were heavily outgunned. We still managed to sort of do it. So the major Italian victory, we gained 1 prestige. So one ship that essentially managed to sort of keep the whole Austria-Hungary fleet at bay and kept all of our transport ships alive. And that could have worked out very, very poorly for us. So we now actually have, unfortunately, the Marco Polo is in for another month of repairs. So we'll just click on OK. And the Regina Elena is now commissioned into the Navy. This is the next battleship that we actually have. So there's another one of these sort of poor designs that we actually end up having. What we'll do, scientists report they've been working on problems with telescopic sights, but successes so far eluded them. The Italian raider Messina did actually sink another Austrian merchant ship, so we get a little bit of extra friendly VP coming that way. Just go close, and that was it. I'll just go and close that one off. So we've got the we've got the Adelina. So we've got now we've got. You can see that this one's now working itself up. We don't have a captain yet for this particular ship, the Regina Elena, and so I'm going to now go across, and I can just right click on this and go to Commander and Division, and then assign a new commander. So assign new commander, and I noticed there was one there that was actually fairly good. Actually, we've got to. Oh, hang on. Where is he? Actually, it's not. It was I've got a good commander. I don't have a good captain. Now, actually, before we go, with the actual officers, like we do actually have an above average. He's a commander. I thought he was a captain. We do have an above average commander in through here, Corrado. And so what I can do is I can actually promote him. If I promote him above the heads of others, it will cost some prestige. So on promotion, Commander Corrado will be transferred to the officer pool. So if I promote him, it's going to cost me prestige, and I don't want to be doing that one. So this is where we can't just go and get the best person for the job. We have to be a bit careful. So we don't want to have a poor ship handler, even though his average ability, his special ability is he's a poor ship handler and a music lover. So he's sort of going down with the ship type stuff, like the band playing. So we don't want that. The commanders we know about. So really, I don't have much choice. If I just go back to ships in service, right click, commander, assign new commander. I think I'm just going to have to pick someone other than Captain Bozzoni. So let's go with Captain Minio. And click on OK. So he's now in charge of the Regina Elena, which is just now has to be worked up over a few different months. We now actually have the Napoli has now come back into service. One more month and we end up with the Italia. So we need to build these ships up. Then we can try to take on their fleet again another time. Anyway, guys, going to leave that one there. Actually, how are we going now with the Mediterranean? We now actually have 39. We're not quite where we need to be. So I'll leave this episode here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. So that one's one that we just controlled it basically all ourselves, with a goal to actually sort of to evade the main fleet and draw them away from our transports. And it worked. It worked out very, very well. In fact, just to close this one off, we now actually have a big lead in victory points. So that was a big loss to the Austrians in that last particular engagement. You can see again where all the engagements make sense. They're all happening in around where their fleet is sort of centered. So it's not wildly all over the place. The game does an incredible job at building these missions up. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next episode.